Hi, my name is Stephanie, and or you can call me Mago Mago. Um, Either or is fine. I am about to start talking about Big Brother season 26, episode 9. If you see me looking over here, it's because my notes are over here, and I'm definitely going to need them because I'm behind on making the videos and I'm trying to catch up. So, last episode, Lisa was evicted. Everyone wanted Lisa evicted except for two people, Quinn and Kenny. Quinn ended up voting for Lisa to be evicted, but Kenny didn't. Kenny went with Angela. When Angela was saved, it was kind of funny because she came up with a out of the blue speech about how grateful she was that everyone, all the house guests kept her in the house and she was going to prove them right, like she's going to show them that she deserves to be at the house. And everyone, it's crickets with everyone because they're just like, oh, Angela, we don't want you here either. We just wanted Lisa out first, so you're probably up on the block next again. So that it was awkward. And I don't think she caught the air, that the awkward air. Um, People are already considering that maybe Lisa didn't have the power since she didn't use the power. And if she did have the power, wouldn't she use it? So there's already word going around where people think Lisa didn't have the power. We then get the HOH competition, and real fast, it was a beam, like a beam that is that the word for it? They had to walk across a beam and press buttons fast. Winner ends up being Cedric. Quinn was close. He was the runner up. Everyone else either fell or just didn't get enough points in time. Um, Throughout the game, like while they're playing in the game, we get a confessional of Tucker, and he's saying how he thinks the game's stale right now. He thinks it's boring, and maybe we need to do something. Maybe we shouldn't. Like he thinks there's no point in targeting Angela. Uh, Once since everyone knows that Cedric is HOH, he starts having one-on-one um conversations with everyone. One of the first ones he has is with Kenny, and Kenny basically doesn't let him even utter a word, and he says, "Put me on the block. I want to go home." They didn't quite show, like they showed that Kenny said, "Put me on the block," but they didn't show completely the conversation where like Kenny cut off Cedric, and was like, "Put me on the block. I want to go home." And then after that, um, Kenny and Cedric end up telling each other their real jobs. I guess Cedric felt comfortable because he's like, well, if he's gonna leave, if he wants to leave so bad, let me just tell him my job. So Kenny tells Cedric to guess, and Cedric says a detective, and they fist bump about it. He's like, I was a cop, yeah. And then Cedric's like, well, I guess it's my turn. He doesn't tell Kenny to guess. He just tells Kenny that he is a Marine or a veteran, but once a Marine, always a Marine. Um, and he tells him that he was in secret intelligence, whatever it was. Um, but that's the end of that conversation. Really, they talk more in the feeds you see. They talk more, but really, that's the end of that. Um, Then another person that quickly talks to Cedric is MJ. I actually think that MJ was the first person to talk to him, but I think on the show they flipped it. So MJ's the first one who talked to Cedric. She wanted to talk to him immediately. And she basically, to summarize the whole conversation, um, because it was longer than what the show showed, was that she told him that she has the power, or at least she has one of the powers. And she explained to him that it was America's veto. On the feeds, she actually kind of lies or kind of withheld some stuff about the power. Like she didn't make it clear to Cedric. She later on did clear it up with Cedric and was like, "These are the rules. This is what the power does." And I've heard from other podcasts that the reason that she had to do that because it's against the rules to lie about what a power does. Because I guess that's using production, which I don't fully understand. So if you guys know, if you guys fully understand it, maybe comment it down below and you can inform me what it means that you can't lie about the power. Because I think if you could, that'd be pretty powerful to be able to kind of be hyperbolic about. Am I saying that right? To exaggerate um, what the power does, or maybe to try to lower what your power does to make it seem like it's a weaker power. Um, but back to Mackenzie, MJ. Um, she tells Cedric about her power because she's trying to make it so that he doesn't put her on the block, and it works because he's like, okay, like we get a confessional of Cedric, and he's just like, I don't know if I want to put MJ up on the block, if that just means that she's gonna take herself down, and then that's just another person that I have to replace. And because if he targets her, then next week, if she wins HOH, she's gonna be gunning for him, which is just making an enemy out of someone, which he doesn't. Cedric throughout this his HOH is repeatedly saying how he wants to make sure that he has a clean HOH where he gets no blood on his hands. And I'm sorry, sir, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Um, so Cedric tries to he knows that he's gonna put Kenny up and he knows he's gonna put Angela up. So he tries to he needs a third person. He wants to get someone to volunteer. So he goes one by one, he's talking to people and he goes to Leah and says, "What about being a pawn?" No, she's Rubina. He's like, "How about being a pawn?" No, not me. He wakes up Joseph and says, "How about being a pawn?" And then he's like, "Nope." And it's just like, dang. He's like, "I thought I was gonna have a smooth ride on my HOH, but no one wants to volunteer." Yeah, that's usually how it goes. It's weird for people to volunteer to be on the block. So the show continues, and we get a little funny segment where it's about showmances and possible showmances. It's actually more like unrecruitable. Is that the word? Re- I can't. Unrecruited, right? Love. Um, but it goes like this: Chelsea likes Cam, but Cam likes Leah, and Quinn also likes Leah. But Leah likes Tucker. And in the show, they say, but Tucker likes the fish, which is not true. Tucker likes Rubina. And I don't know why they aren't showing it, because at this point they are already not smooching, but they are already all over each other. They've been we the audience on the feeds, we've noticed their hugs are always different. The hugs that Tucker and Rubina have, because Tucker likes to hug people, but Tucker hugs everybody goodnight. I think he's like one of the only ones that hugs like everyone at night, or like a bunch of people at night. Whoever's like in the room whenever he figures out he wants to go to bed. He doesn't go out of his way to like go to the backyard or anything. But when he hugs Rubina, I think he does go out of his way to hug Rubina, because I think we get a good night and good morning hug daily. Like we see that shit and we talk about it on Twitter all the time. Um because their hugs are just longer, they're deeper, like there's you see that there's something there. But for some reason, production, the show, is saying they're not going to show us, and they just put up Tucker. I don't know. He's in love with the fish. Okay. Tubina erasure, like like another podcast said. Tubina erasure. But moving on from that segment, um, Tucker is talking to Cedric, and he's saying that he found out that, and so we know he knows about MJ's power, and he's telling Cedric that it'd be really smart to get rid of that power and just put up MJ. Even if she uses it, we need to get rid of the power. That's what Tucker says they should do. But Cedric is not in, like he gets it, but he doesn't want to do it. So Tucker, he sees that Cedric is not having an easy time finding a third nom. So he volunteers himself, and Tucker becomes his third nom. So once we get the nomination meeting, it goes, I have nominated Angela, and I have nominated Kenny, and then finally I have nominated Tucker. And really, that's the end of that episode. There wasn't much in that episode, but a lot of stuff does go down later. So I'll just end this video here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please press that like button. If you want to put down a comment. Maybe put a little heart to show how much you care. And then if you want to, you can subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I have very little subscribers, and for you guys to subscribe, that'd just be so cool to see the number rise and be like, wow, like people are actually watching and people actually like what my videos are. It'll probably motivate me more to do these videos even faster, because I really do need to hurry up because I'm falling behind. I'll just end the video there. Bye.